Historians have no
Dude,
record of such a monstrous task, and they think that this temple was built in less than 18 years.
Where's Mitch?
give me a minute.
Mitch!
Mitch.
That's not Mitch.
It's not here.
That's a snake. It is a Mitch.
It's a Mitch.
Praveen Mohan? Can you help us? As you always do.
We've had a lot of suggestions. Today, we've also been interested in temples in general and like
Very.
how they're built, why they're
Yes.
built.
What they can do.
So this one is Kailasa Temple in Ellora Caves, built with alien
Laura Caves.
technology.
Caves. Laura Caves.
Anyway, were these caves built with alien technology?
Jeez.
Hey guys, this is the world famous Kailasa Temple at Ellora, and let's look objectively into who could have built this amazing structure. By the end of this video,
Oh
I hope
my
you will agree with me
goodness.
that our history is completely wrong and that this temple was built by a very advanced civilization. What's so special about this temple?
The architecture is about to
This is
get me.
This is a
in this video.
sweet build.
That just...
It looks like this was carved like down, like you built it.
It looks
by
like a
carving things out.
sandcastle.
Yeah.
That looks incredible. Oh my, yeah, I am just going to be blown away by the architecture in this video, and that's what I'm so excited. I almost became an architect. When I was in high school, that's what I was going to look at for every school. I was looking at only architecture schools. And then I met some architects and realized I don't want to be an architect.
All right.
Yeah.
Let's go. Did aliens build it? I don't know.
This temple was not constructed by adding stone blocks, but an entire mountain was carved to create this temple.
Yes, you're right.
This is the only temple in the whole world where a mountain was cut out from the top to create a structure.
Oh
In all
my
other temples and caves,
gosh.
even in Ellora and rest of the world, the rock was cut from the front and carved as they went along. The whole world has followed a rock cutting technique called cut-in monolith, while Kailasa Temple is the only one that has used the exact opposite technique called cut-out monolith. To see why this rock cutting technique is so different, let's take a look at this pillar that's over 100 feet tall. Notice
How on earth? How would you even fathom doing something like that today? Even to like, especially today, where you would think like, we have so much more technology today,
Yeah.
but no one is doing these types of things. Like anything that we build is nowhere near as beautiful as something like this. Not even kind of close. Not even kind of close. And it's like we're like this is like changing the like there was a clear change to a mountainside on this. But there wasn't the extraction of things from all over the world to like build a skyscraper.
Yeah.
You know, it was just
yeah.
like taking things out. And that's the incredible thing is like you hear there's some quote by like an incredible sculptor, I don't know who it was, but it's like you have to see what's inside like a block of marble.
Oh.
You have to
yeah,
like
yeah.
look at it and see the fine. It was like whoever made the David. You just see a block of marble. You see a mountainside, and you can see this beautifully intricate temple.
Just made me think about like what the the people who built this, how they even planned it.
Exactly.
Like how
Yeah.
how do you have that foresight?
Well,
Yeah,
we'll see if
we'll
it was
find
people
out.
or not.
It's how small human beings look when compared to this pillar.
Wow.
Normally, to create such a huge pillar, it would take years of work carving accurately on a huge rock. But this pillar was carved by scooping out all the pieces of mountain around it. You can imagine the amount of rock which has been removed to create this pillar. Historians
Unbelievable.
and archaeologists are confused because of the sheer amount of rock that was removed in this temple. Archaeologists confirm that over 400,000 tons of rock had to be scooped out, which would have taken not years, but centuries of human labor. Historians have no
Dude.
record of such a monstrous task, and they think that this temple was built in less than 18 years. Let's do a simple math and see if historians could be right.
Let's do a simple math. What the heck?
Does that mean they were like carbon dating parts of the rock and are like how do you guess that it was created in 18 years?
That's another thing.
Yeah.
It's like we're definitely getting a lot of information from this guy right now, and it's
Wikipedia looks like a source.
pretty impossible to fact check. But
Yeah.
I'm here for it regardless.
Either way, the fact that it's true that was 400,000 tons of rock.
Regardless, it's like that
That had
temple.
to be
The
moved.
temple exists, and that alone is just incredible. Whether it was humans doing it, aliens doing it, like either way, it's immensely incredible that this was possible.
Right. I'm going to assume that people worked every day for 18 years and for 12 hours straight with no breaks at all. I'm going to ignore rainy days, festivals, wartime, and assume that people work like robots ceaselessly. I'm also going to ignore the time taken to create intricate carvings and complex engineering design and planning,
Oh my god!
and just focus on the removal of rock.
inside?
If 400,000 tons of rock were removed in 18 years,
Dude.
22,000 tons of rock had to be removed every year. This means that 60 tons of rock was removed every day, which gives us 5 tons of rock removed every hour. I think we can all agree that it's not even possible today to remove 5 tons of rock from a mountain every hour. Not even with these so-called advanced machines we have. So if it's not
Well,
humanly...
because the craziest part is you can't just blow 5 tons of rock out of the mountainside. You have to do it
You have to perfectly
cut the rock.
Or I mean, maybe you could do like a, big square first. Like take away all the big squares and then do the detail work on the thing, but still like
That's like what?
and carving like the indoors means that you had to carve into something around all of the pillars.
Yes. Yes. Oh my goodness.
Unfathomable.
Unfathomable. Yeah.
possible? Was it done by humans at all? Was this created with the help of extraterrestrial intelligence? Now, forget about creating such an extraordinary structure. Can human beings at least destroy this temple? In fact, Aurangzeb, a Muslim king, employed 1,000 workers to completely demolish this temple. In 1682, he ordered that the temple be destroyed so that there would be no trace of it. Records show that 1,000 people worked for 3 years and they could only do a very minimal damage. They could break and disfigure a few statues here and there, but they realized it's just not possible to completely destroy this temple. Aurangzeb finally gave up on this impossible task. Note that this attempted destruction is very similar to another
Oh,
mysterious
boy.
structure
Oh, no.
called the Menkaures Pyramid in Egypt.
Oh boy.
Another Muslim ruler wanted all the pyramids to be destroyed and started his work from the Menkaures Pyramid. After years of trying, he was only able to make a small dent on the pyramid. He gave up too. Where all these indestructible structures around the world created by extraterrestrials? Is that why human beings are not even able to destroy them?
It's kind of just sinking in right now that all of these structures exist,
Yeah.
because I feel like from a very young age it was just very normalized that all of those structures
The
exist.
seven
and
wonders of the world.
we learned about them in school, and they were just like things that just existed, and it wasn't super sensational. But looking at the pictures of these things that were built all around the world by people who physically definitely did not communicate. But the more we learn about...
If you're assuming all the things that we assume.
Yes. But the more we learn about this, the interweb that connects everything, and the abilities that certain enlightened beings have or seem to have access to, and the connections and the knowledge and understanding, it opens up a whole door of possibilities. And I think that's important too, is to recognize that they're just possibilities.
Yeah.
There is no, like, there will never be certainty about any of these things, and that's great. That's fantastic.
Unless some aliens show up and they're like, yo, check out these pics of us. From
Yeah.
a few thousand years ago. It's just like a selfie with like this building in the background.
It's all just
Photoshopped,
possibility. Photoshopped. All just possibilities, but the possibilities, I do think, add to your feelings of magic about life.
And your openness to it.
To it.
Because you're never
Yes.
going to see magic if you're closed.
Definitely.
You're closed.
Definitely. Yes.
Wow.
The pictures are getting me going the most right now.
Yeah.
Like these...
This visual right now.
Oh my goodness. The amount of detail is incredible in these things.
And the fact that you just couldn't destroy it. Like, what the hell is going on there?
How? Yeah.
In fact, archaeologists agree that Kailasa Temple was created before any other temple in the Ellora cave complex. Could this have been built
False pronunciation, it's Caves.
Oh my...
centuries before human beings started carving other temples nearby? Is this why the architecture, the design, and the size is so much better and bigger than other temples? If it was built by humans, it's logical to expect that the rock cutting techniques and design would become better over time. People would gain more experience and knowledge and make better structures in the future. However, the Kailasa Temple is the oldest and the biggest temple carved with engineering perfection. Unlike other temples, the Kailasa is the only temple that's visible from the air.
Whoa.
Out of 34 temples, all carved side by side, Kailasa Temple stands out and you can see it while flying over it.
Oh my god.
Is this just a coincidence? Or was it designed for people to see it from the air, like Nazca Lines of Peru? Even on Google Earth, the aerial view of Kailasa Temple clearly shows an X mark. This is how it looks from the top, and you can see a circular design that is studded with 4 lines that create this huge X mark. Was this created as a signal for extraterrestrials who can spot the location while flying? Unlike other temples of Ellora, notice how well its rectangular design is oriented with all the 4 directions.
No, we're not getting into this anymore. I can't handle this. We already did this. We did a long time ago. It's one of our least viewed videos. It's about the pyramids.
Yeah.
And
A reaction.
take a gander, if you will. And this was part of it.
Yeah.
This was part of it, is that the pyramids were somehow pointed perfectly,
They're aligned in a way that we can't even align buildings today.
exactly, to like true
Perfect
north.
north. Yeah. Yeah.
There's some stuff that we don't know out there.
It's true.
There's some. Ooh! Like, whoa! What the heck were these people on? And why? Well, how did we get here then? How did
Yeah, it did just make
Come
me think.
on!
It did just make me think how this whole house is built out of wood.
Yeah,
And I mean, I guess it makes sense for the place we live. Like, we don't have. Oh, I guess we have big mountains. But it was just making me think, like, what would we ideally be creating structures out of? Because, this house is built out of so much stuff that we had to go get and bring here.
yes.
Whereas that is just like, yo, guys, we need a temple right here. All right. There it is.
Yeah. We're called the Granite State.
What the heck, aliens?
Filled with granite.
Why don't we have granite temples?
Give us granite temples?
Maybe they're under the mountains. All right, let's keep going.
Its entrance faces perfectly to the west. Is this another coincidence too?
Totally off topic. Not totally off topic. Not really. Just like different thought.
Okay.
I have been feeling this very steadily increasing drive to visit places where energy has been put into it. Because I also just watched a Sadhguru video that was talking about, which my feelings of this happened before I watched the video, which it was just like cool to see that then, is that he was saying that people who put their life energies into certain places, he was talking about the Himalayas, how that is just like has such a high level because so many yogis have put their life energies into that place. And he was saying that just never goes anywhere. And something so simple as I've been doing the American version of yoga since I was like 10 years old, because that's what my mom always used to do. And it's funny, I had this general attraction to what, American yoga is not yoga, but I had an attraction to it for some reason. I never knew why. And it's starting to make a lot more sense now. But the studio that we always used to go to, I returned to for the first time since the real deepening of all of this. Like, I haven't been there in a couple of years. And I entered, and it felt like the whole time I was there, it just hit me like 2 minutes into stepping into the studio. I felt the energy that had been circulated through all of the people trying to deepen their practice and the teacher that was there. And it was like I was on drugs the whole time. I was laughing and just like not doing the yoga that was everyone else was practicing around me. I was just like on my own thing. I was like, it was incredible. But to feel that energy and then to think about the places where that has been much more purposefully placed in a space, like a temple or like spiritual grounds. It's made me want to, anywhere I travel, like that will be a priority for me now.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like Sadhguru in his last full moon flirtation was at, it's like the Bear Mountain or
Yeah,
something,
yeah.
which like people misunderstood as like the Devil's Peak or something like that. And he was saying how that has a different energy to it, even though humans had nothing to do with it. It was like that it's just there.
Yeah.
And that's a place in America. Like that's a very accessible place for me. And it just like things like that, like anywhere I travel, that's what I would want to do.
Yeah.
Like if there are
starting to appreciate that stuff so much more.
Yes, there are so many people, of course, telling us like to visit India
Yeah.
and things like that. And if we are ever in the area, that is what I'm doing.
Yeah.
Like I am
Yeah.
going around to all these places and
100%.
oh,
Don't get
Yeah.
too excited.
I
there.
won't.
Unlike most other temples of Ellora, this temple has bridges that connects towers, rainwater harvesting systems, drainage systems, hidden underground passages,
Come on!
secret peepholes that can show people walking in,
Whoa.
elaborate balconies in different areas,
What?
and complex stairways that connect multiple levels. And all of this had to be planned accurately before they started carving the mountain. For example, you cannot carve these two structures separately and then decide to build a bridge later. No connecting rocks or external rocks were used at all, and everything was carved perfectly from one mountain.
That means that no one messed up.
Mm.
Just think about that. Like if it's almost unfathomable.
Oh, yeah. It also is making me think, because, like, if this was built by something else,
Yeah.
it's strange that it's dimensions that work well for humans. You know? Like why staircases?
Yeah.
Why?
Yeah.
I feel like it's just interesting.
It's all very interesting.
Because it also makes you think about, you know, like what is the thing? Or was it humans and we had abilities that we don't think about anymore?
we're
like
not tapped into right now. Yes.
Do you still believe that this was done with
No need to believe.
chisels, hammers, and pickaxes by people with limited mathematical and architectural knowledge? I hope we can all agree that the Kailasa temple was built by a much advanced civilization, whether it originated in Earth or elsewhere.
Yeah. Yeah. I think clearly, like, we can all tell, like, tons and tons of assumptions made in the video. Which, like, that's kind of what I was ready for. That's what you got to be ready for an alien type video. And that's cool.
yeah, someone's got to try it. Someone's got to shoot their shot.
Shoot their shot. I found it very intriguing and fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just think it's so beautiful. You know?
So beautiful. He has other videos describing similar things, and I will look at ancient cave structures and architecture until the end of time. So if you want more of this guy with these types of videos, let us know.
It's cool.
It's cool. Yeah.
Wow.
I mean,
A mystery.
what the heck?
A mystery.
A mystery. And, like, we could just leave it at that. Isn't that nice? Isn't that nice? We could just say it's a mystery, leave it at that, and not have to go any further. There's nothing you have to do about it. Incredible.
Besides being awe.
Yes. Much love.